Okay, I'm recording the class too.
Good. Thank you.
We're going to start the class. I just spilled my water. That's okay. I had a glass of water, but I spilled it. We're going to start our class just sitting on the mat in a place that's comfortable. Trying to dry up the water I spilled. This is going to be a slow-paced class, and everything should feel nice and gentle, and we're going to unstick ourselves, loosen ourselves up, stretch ourselves.
Excuse me, Sylvia, you need to mute everyone.
Oh, I forgot to do that. Thank you. Okay. Can you hear okay now? Can you guys hear okay now? Thank you. Okay. So let's just start our practice sitting cross-legged on the mat. Like I said, it's going to be a gentle class. So as you're sitting cross-legged, bring your awareness to your forehead. Relax your forehead. Your jaw, relax your jaw. Your shoulders, let your shoulders soften and drop and relax. And feel the connection of your sitting bones into the ground. We're going to start with a nice yawn and then from there move on. So just like you're starting to yawn, reach those arms up, take a stretch, take a yawn, and then release your hands all the way back down, palms face down on your legs. Now let your eyes relax and fall closed. Everything we do, not attached, not judging, just being in the moment. So let's begin with 2 cleansing breaths. So think about just pausing for a moment before you take that big inhale through your nose, and then begin. Inhale through your nose. And then out through the mouth with a nice long ha. Think about pausing for a moment again before we take our second one. Big inhale through the nose. Open your mouth with sound. Ha. Relax and exhale. Now keep your mouth closed, eyes closed too, and just begin to watch your body breathe. Not really judging the breath, just observing it, being an observer of your breath. Not forgetting that we are global breathers, 3-dimensional breathers. So when we are breathing, we're not just focusing on the front. The lungs are not just in the front of the body. They're in the back, they're in the side. So with that in mind, taking the next 4 breaths like a global breather. Now keep your breath smooth and steady as you begin to roll your neck, circling your neck in one direction. You can open your eyes or keep them closed. Let's go the other direction. Just rolling our head. Good. Last one. And then tilting the chin towards the ceiling, opening the throat. And again, keeping the forehead soft and relaxed, the shoulders soft and relaxed. And then pausing before we dip our chin down towards our chest. And let that breath travel the space of the back of your neck. Let's go 2 more like that. So doing them at your own time. tilting the chin up, opening the throat, finding a little more space there. And then pausing before we drop the chin down towards the chest and keeping the chest lifted. Last one on your own. And then just do a few more of those neck circles in each direction. Good, and then back to center. Inhale, raise your arms as you press your sitting bones down into the mat, and then lean to your right. Open up the side of your body so that you'll be able to breathe better today. Pause before we come up, and arms up, and then lean to your left, opening up the right side of your body, intercostal muscles. You'd be surprised what a difference it makes. Keeping that global breath going, and then pausing for a moment before we press up one more time, so arms up, and then release. Now we're going to do our camel ride. Remember this? You hold on to your leg or your knees, and you take your chest forward, and then you take your chest back and your chin in. So go ahead, ride that camel, otherwise known as seated cat and cows. You choose eyes open or eyes closed. What benefits you more? Rolling forward with body and breath, pressing back with body and breath. Let's do a few more. Good. And now the next time you come forward, just pause for a second, and we're circling. So we're going in a clockwise direction. Gentle movements, kind of refreshing. Yeah, maybe you're stuck in some place in your body. Let these gentle movements help find those areas and free them up. Good. Now, before we go in the other direction, let's pause, come back up to seated, take a breath, and then again, come forward and start those circles in a counterclockwise direction. So maybe you're practicing with some gentle music playing, or maybe just you have the silence and the space. Either one is good. Let's just do a couple more of these these circles, Sufi circles. And then from circling, let's come back up to seated. And this time, just take a moment to pause. We moved a lot of energy around, kind of just feel it, notice it. And then we're going to take our hands directly behind our hips and take your shoulder blades together, squeeze them tightly together, lift your heart, option to lift your chin. And then from here, moving forward, seated, forward, fold, taking our hands forward, any amount. Take a few breaths here. Try to pause between the inhale before you start it, and try to pause after the exhale. Now let's take ourselves all the way back up and just take a moment to recross your legs. We'll do it one more time. We'll take our hands directly behind us. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Find a little lift in the heart. Maybe tilt the chin up. and then progressing to our second seated forward fold. Any amount. This is a good pose to feel any areas that are sticky or stuck in your back. And remember, since we breathe three-dimensionally, feel your lungs in the back inflate and deflate as you breathe. One more breath cycle here. An option to walk our hands off to the right here, taking one more side stretch. Back to the middle, taking that side stretch on the other side now. Traveling back to the center and all the way up to seated, sweeping the arms slowly out and up. Let your palms press and hands to our heart. All right, moving on now. We're going to extend the right leg out to the side like a half straddle. And we're going to kind of turn and look at the right leg and the right foot. And then take the left arm up and over. So you can be halfway, a little more, or deeper. Many options. 4 breaths. I'll count them with you. 1, 2, keeping your toes flexed. 3, and 4. Now pause before you engage your abdominals so that you can ascend safely. Good. Now let's bring both feet together for bound angle pose, heels in close, and nice tall spine. Eyes open or closed, a couple breaths. And then pause before folding forward, arms pressing into the legs. Let that spine be long, let that breath travel light and long through your body into any stuck or tight places. Rolling slowly back up. Let's start the other side. So extending the left leg out, left foot is flexed. Kind of turn so that you look at the leg, and then sweep the right arm up and over. Relax and breathe. Maybe this side is tighter or more open. Breath flowing in and out of the nose. Good. And then again, slowly engaging abdominals to come up. And we'll repeat that bound angle pose. Heels in close. This time, sit up tall. And again, fold forward. Maybe more relaxed now if you'd like. Let your head hang. Again, relax your forehead, please. Your jawline. Your tongue. And slowly roll it all the way up. Excellent. Recross the legs one more time for a twist, and then we're going to come to hands and knees. All right, so we're going to inhale, stretch up, and then rotate to your right. Your right hand is behind you, thumb is close to your tailbone, bringing yourself out gently. Breath flowing in and out of the nose. Last breath here. And then moving back to center. We inhale, raise those arms again alongside the ears. Rotate to the left hand behind your back, thumb close to your tailbone. Roll your left shoulder back, breath flowing in and out of the nose. Maybe in this quiet space, just enjoying hearing your body breathe. Good, relax and come fully forward again. All right, I'll meet you at hands and knees. So let's flow into a child's pose from hands and knees. Please open the knees out wide, your big toes are touching, and lots of space to press your hips back towards the heads of your heels. And you can put your head on the mat or on a block. And you can wiggle your body a little side to side. Lots of room, lots of space, child's pose. So we'll be here for 3 more breaths. And also that forehead on the mat, that third eye area, if you want to kind of roll it out, that's fine too, or make some circles. Some of us hold a lot of tension in the forehead. All right, from child's pose, we're going to thread the needle. Still in child's pose, sweep your left arm underneath your right. And you might have the left side of your head resting gently on the mat now, not on the block, but on the mat. So making some space in the low back, in the upper back, the shoulders, the arms, hips. Pause to take 2 more deep breaths here. Good, and slowly release. Thread the needle on the other side, right arm under the left. Weight is in the right shoulder, the right side of your head on the mat. Breath flowing gently in and out of the nose. Lots of space for the stomach to expand as you breathe. And here we go, unthreading. Taking the arms forward now and coming slowly up. So as we come up, just coming up to tabletop now. All right, so let's just do 4 cat and cows. Today, tuck your toes as you come into cow. Toes are tucked. Try to feel as many toes as you can on the mat, and then press the tops of your feet as you round your back and your shoulders into cat. So here we go again. Tuck the toes, cow pose, lifting the sitting bones, proud of the head, tops of the feet on the mat, and we come into a nice cat stretch. Pull the navel up. Let's do 2 more on your own. Good, and last one to finish up. And find that neutral spine. Excellent. Now, if you can, sit back on those heels, on the shins, I should say. We're going to do some work for the shoulders. So right now, just begin by fingertips on the shoulders and start to roll out. Large or small, you choose. Other direction. All right, and now we're going to practice eagle arms and then cow-faced arms. So let's open up. First thing we're going to do is the eagle arms. Right arm under the left, either touch hands or shoulders. Raise and lower or circle out. And then just hold. So if your palms are pressing, that's one way to do it. Or if you'd rather touch your shoulders, that's another way. Couple more breaths here. Again, we're relaxing the forehead and the jaw and the shoulders. All right, let's pause before we open the arms and try the other side. Open up. Now left arm under the right, up and down or circle, and then hold. Try to sit up tall. Breath flowing into those stuck or sticky places in the shoulders. Good, and then pause before opening up again. All right, now we're going to take the right arm up. Notice my palm is facing forward, and then I'm going to turn it back. So forward and back. Do that a few times, rotating it. With the palm back, now go ahead and bend the elbow and use your left hand to press down. You can stay here. You can even be up if you'd like. And then if you want to work towards binding, take that left hand behind you and try to hook or hold your fingers or a yoga strap, okay? And let's allow 4 breaths here in cow face arms. They call it cow face, Gomukhasana in Sanskrit, because the upper body looks like the head of a cow, supposedly. Be a global breather, 3-dimensional, good. And then let's pause to release. Sweep the arms out and up. And again, I'm just going to raise the left arm. Palm faces forward, then back. And when you've loosened that arm up, palm face back, walk it down. Right hand presses down. Or reach the right arm back and try to find your fingers. Over time, the more you practice this, the easier it might become. 4 breaths. 1. Keep your heart lifted. 2. 3. Keep that breath flowing. And 4. Pause. Appreciate what you've done and release. Roll it out. We're going to come back to all 4s now. Have your toes close to the back of your mat. And we're going to press back to a kind of narrowed knee child's pose. And then we're either going to come up and roll to cobra. We've done this before, or just press to cobra. So either roll or press to low face cobra. And then press all the way back. So this is a gentle way to get the body opening up this morning. So if rolling is difficult, then just watch, just come up and then press down to a low cobra. I like to roll, but it's up to you. And then press back. So we're going to do it 6 more times. And the options are infinite here. You can hold that low face cobra, or you can come up to a higher cobra. You can keep rolling or moving, or you can drop your right chin to your right shoulder, left chin to left shoulder, and so on and so forth. You can roll your head. So plenty of options. Enjoy this time as we roll back and forth from child's to cobra. And always try to pause before proceeding with the next step. If you're exploring the chin to the shoulder, that's good. If you're rolling your head, any other options. But try to take a little pause, be mindful before transitioning. All right, let's go ahead and finish one more. Higher, low to higher, low cobra. And then again, press back to that child's pose. Go ahead and enjoy a few deeper, slower breaths here. And round up like a cat. And come to a neutral spine. Now the awareness, the focus is on the hands widespread as we get ready for downward dog. Middle fingers pointing forward. And we call these the eye of the elbow. These are not going back, but they're forward. The eyes of the elbow forward. Go ahead and tuck your toes and send your hips up. Begin by looking back at your feet, which are about hips distance apart, and make sure you cannot see your heels. Let your heels become invisible behind your toes and start to pedal out when you're ready. So this is a lot of work in the arms. If you're tired, if it's too much, come down and rest. We're keeping our fingers nice and widespread. Try to feel the difference as you slowly pedal it out and awaken the backs of your legs, the calves, the ankles, behind your knees, hamstrings. Good. And then slow down and find your version of down dog right here this morning. Take a moment before we do a clearing breath. So let's inhale deeply through the nose and hold. Open your mouth and let it out with sound. Ah. Now look back at your feet, and our hands become like feet. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Keep your knees bent, and just fold. Get a sense of what it feels like to relax and fold. Maybe grab your elbows. Your legs are bent. Let the breath flow. Good. Now release your elbows and find half forward fold. And then fold again, only to roll up slowly, rolling it all the way up. And now try to stand in mountain pose, which is the most grounding of all our standing yoga poses, in my opinion. So feet are hips width apart. Try to lift all 10 toes. Go ahead, lift all 10 toes. Weight is in the heels. And then try to put the toes down so that you feel every single toe on the mat. You can even look down. You feel your baby toe, your big toe, and all the other toes in between. Now turn your palms to face forward. And again, relax the forehead, the jaw, and the shoulders. Feel the energy as you breathe. Feel it in your toes, your ankles, and feel an upward ascending feel of energy. Up and down your whole body. Take 1 or 2 more breaths. And from here, we're just going to raise the arms up into upward salute. From upward salute, we're going to soften the legs again and let ourselves fold. Find that second forward fold, any variation. Now we're going to find that halfway fold, flat back. Now we're going to find a half a chair. So bend the knees again and slowly reach forward with your arms. Back to forward fold with an exhale. And slowly all the way up to upward salute or high mountain. And then hands to the heart. We're going to rest here for a breath. Just feel what we've done. And then we'll do it again. All right, back to mountain. Feel all 10 toes. Upward salute. Reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Legs are bent. Flat back. Half a chair. We bend the knees and reach the arms forward. Exhale, we fold again. Inhale, sweep the arms out and upward salute, and then hands to heart. Go ahead and rest here again. We turn this way to do it with the next time. We'll do it one more time. Again, feet or hips width, feel all 10 toes, mountain pose. Belly drawing in, low back in. Inhale, upward salute. Relax, fold forward. Come up flat back. Exhale, fold. Ready for half chair? Knees are bent, hips are low, reach the arms out. Ready for another forward fold? Deep forward fold. Exhale. And slowly take it all the way up. Let's hold upward salute for a moment. And from here, find your palms, interlace your fingers, turn the inner palms towards the ceiling. And just stretch yourself out nice and long before we tilt to the right. Pause before we come back up. Stretch yourself out again. Feel all 10 toes pressing down, and then tilt to your left. Pause before we come up one more time. Now let the hands circle down and find the low back. Feel your feet. You can rock forward and back. I just want you to enjoy one moment to ground your feet. Another moment to draw your shoulder blades back. Squeeze your back. Slightly push your hips forward, lift your heart, and enjoy 3 slow breaths as you take a back bend. 1, 2, 3. Pause before we take it all the way back up. Circle the arms up. And from here, be at the front of your mat, which I forgot to say, we fold forward again. Plant your hands on the ground and please release your left leg back. Pause here for a moment. Left knee is back, but it's in the air. We're going to take that right arm and let it travel straight up to enjoy a twist. If you want to put your left knee down, that's fine. We're here for one more breath. Good. And then let the right arm travel back down. Now, everybody, release your right knee. All right. Inhale, lunge, arms up. Exhale, let them come back. Again, deep breath, arms up. Exhale, let them soften and come down. Last one. Arms up and hold. Can you really feel all 5 toes of that right foot stamping down into the ground? Big toe. All the other toes. Heel. Good. And then release. Now, warrior 1. We're going to pick up that left knee and push down with that left foot. Our right leg is still bent. Arms up. As we exhale, arms float down. 2 more. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale. Inhale, keep the arms up. And pause before we release. Back to forward fold. Let that left foot travel back next to the right. All right, find flat back for a moment. And exhale deeply and fold. Second side now, hands on the ground. We're gonna let the right foot travel back. And you can either keep the right knee on or off the mat. Get ready to raise the left arm. 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Release. Release the right leg. Inhale. Lunge. Arms up. Softly breathe out. Release. Again, deep breath in, arms up. Softly release, arms down. Last one, keep the arms up. Again, feel all of the toes on that left foot. All right, pause before we release our hands and get ready for warrior one on this side. Arms up. Exhale, release. Feel all 10 toes on the mat. Arms up. Breathe out. Arms up and hold. Pause before we release our hands, and this time travel back to down dog. Feet step back to downward dog and pedal it out. I don't want us to lose the strength that we've built up over these months, so if you'd like, you can join me in coming to a plank pose. Again, if just to keep the work that we've done over these past months. So if it's too much, you can always put your knees down, okay? Let's just take 3 breaths. This is such a good exercise for the abdominals, for the arms. 1, 2, 3. Let's pause for a moment. You can either lower down if you're on your knees or just come all the way down. And let the tops of your toes rest on the mat. Let your forehead rest on the mat. Let your elbows press back and come up to cobra pose. Low cobra or medium or high, you pick. And then pause before we take it. Hips back up to downward dog. 2 breaths. Let's inhale fully through the nose and completely through the mouth. One more. Inhale through the nose and open mouth, let it out. Good. Let's look forward now and step or walk to the front of the mat. Come up flat back. And then fold, and then that half chair again. Let's hold our half chair for 3 breaths. 1. Dropping the hips low makes it a half chair. 2. 3. Are you ready to come up? Big inhale as you press all 10 toes into the ground, and we come back up to that upward salute, and then hands to the heart. Let's open up wide now. Taking our toes out and our heels in, and send your arms up so that your body makes the shape of an X. Again, take a moment to feel all 10 toes on the ground, the weight of your heel supporting you, and then we're going to bring our palms together and take a wide leg squat. All right, so palms are pressing for now, and then we'll repeat. We'll just make a big X, palms up, and squat. So if you like the movement, you can keep doing it. If you're more a fan of holding it, you can hold hands to your heart. Either way. Breath flowing in and out of the nose. All right, I think I'll hold it now for those that are holding. And instead of pressing palms to your heart, try something different. Maybe you open your arms. Maybe you take your hands forward. Try something different for a couple more breaths. And then bring your hands to your heart, make a big circle, and come all the way up. And hands to heart. Wiggle your feet or step your feet in. And come back to that mountain pose, pressing into all 10 toes. All right. Let's walk out wide now and practice triangle. Nice triangle stretch. Starting with a block if you'd like. We're going to turn the right toes out. Set the block outside the ankle if you want to use a block. And float your arms up. Let your arms float up and down a few times. Reminding yourself to let the breath flow. And then take the arms at shoulder length and start to stretch right. Lower your right hand to the block or shin. You can look up or down. And I'm going to see how you guys are doing now. So we're going to count 5 breaths here. And never forcing. Okay, so we're on breath number 2. 3. 4. 5. Pause. Now look down at your right foot and come all the way up. Bring your block with you. All right. Now we're going to take a break before we do the other side. If you're using that block, just set it down. Our toes are facing forward and our heels are right behind our toes. Either hands on hips or interlace your hands. We're going to lift the chest and then just fold forward. Hands can touch the feet, the floor. Head can rest on a block. So let your hands release somewhere. So these forward folds are very soothing for the central nervous system, of course. So soften, melt, relax. In a moment, we'll bring our hands to our waist and roll up as we press into our feet. Let's try that triangle stretch on the other side. So look at your feet. Your left foot is turned to the short edge of the mat. And if there's an imaginary line from your left heel to your right arch, it would almost make, it would intersect the arch. Arms travel up and down a few times. Arms at shoulder level, relaxed, reach left, stretch. Lower your left hand to the leg or the block. Breath flows in. Breath flows out. Pause, look down at your left foot. And press all the way up. Good. And just release your hands. Now try to step to the front of your mat. You can set the block aside now. And come back to your mountain position. We're going to end our practice with a little balance practice. So feel free to find a wall or a chair. And we're going to practice standing on the left leg. And we're going to practice tree pose. So standing tall and proud on that left leg. Go ahead and bring your right foot up, a lot higher or low. And hands can be at your heart or out or up. So the more we practice and refine our balance, and the more we practice and keep our strength in our arms and legs, the better chance we have of preventing falls as we get older. Strength and balance is so important. So while you're practicing your tree pose on your left leg, I'm going to give you some advice that I got from a tree. The tree told me to tell you to stand tall and proud, to remember your roots, and to go out on a limb. All right, one more breath. Pause and release. So shake it out. Now we're going to practice that tree posture on the right leg. So go for it when you're ready, with support or without, whatever you'd like. And I'll give you a few more words of wisdom from that tree. The tree told me to tell you guys to drink plenty of water. Remember to stay hydrated. Get your daily dose of sunshine. And finally, this is my favorite one. Be content with your natural beauty. Whatever kind of tree you are in right now, be content with your natural beauty. That's the advice from a tree. All right, big breath and slowly come down from that tree pose. Give it a shake. All right, excellent. Let's come back to the front of our mat, back to that mountain pose. Back to the upward salute. Back to the bent knee forward fold. And then finally back to that down dog. Go ahead and enjoy yourself in down dog. A couple more breaths. Make sure you look at your feet and you cannot see your heels. Remember the eye of the elbow pointing forward, shoulder blades down your back. Now relax and drop down to your knees and take a soft seat on the mat with your sitting bones on the mat and your feet forward. And one more pose for strength. So we're going to do a boat pose and roll down to our back. So bring your feet closer and just sit up tall, holding your knees. Breath flowing up and down, in and out. So this is another one that I want us to practice, another balance pose. And this one is the boat pose. So gently sit back on your sitting bones. You can lift one leg or two. Squeeze your knees together. You can hold on or go hands-free. 4 breaths. 1. You can straighten your legs if you can do that. 2. 3. 4. At this point, pause. Give yourself appreciation and then come to lie slowly down to your back. Take a moment to breathe big in and out. And then put your feet on the floor. We're going to just take a twist now. So arms are out like a T. And let your knees rock left and right a little bit. And then when you're ready, knees fall off to the right. Palms can face up or down. Close your eyes. Again, relax your jaw, your forehead, your shoulders. Plenty of space to breathe. Gently come back. Drop your knees to the left. Same thing. Plenty of space to breathe. And back to center. As you come back to center, give your knees a loose, gentle hug to start. A loose, soft massage of the back. And then we're going to lie down for Shavasana. And this is going to be our 10-minute Shavasana. So just a little hint, make sure you don't have, if the lights need to turn off, you can lower your lights or close your blinds or lock your door so you won't be interrupted or disturbed. If you're cold, I'm looking out the window, it looks pretty windy. If you're cold in your space, cover up with a blanket. Remember, Shavasana is not really nap time. We don't want to fall asleep. We just want to be so present in our body and our space and relaxed. We're conscious, we're awake, but we don't want to fall asleep. So to begin, lie down in a comfortable position. And close your eyes. Scan your body for any muscle tension and relax the areas that need it. Once you feel relaxed, I would like you to visualize a scene or a place that's pleasing to you. Look around at this place and imagine every aspect that you can. Involve as many of your senses as possible. How does it feel to be here? What do you see? What do you feel? What do you hear or taste or smell? For example, maybe you visualize a waterfall on a mountain. You'd visualize the rushing water flowing, the trees, the sky, the sun, the sounds. So just imagine as much as you can. And then I'd like you to just say to yourself, I'm happy in this place. My worries are all gone. I am relaxed. Tension has flowed out of my body. I'm relaxed. This is my favorite place. So I'd like you to stay in that place for about 10 minutes, and I'll ring the bells when it's time to come out. Take one more look around your special place. Take in all the sights, sounds, and smells. Remembering how you feel here and remembering it's always there for you when you need to go back to it for a little respite. Take a few moments to move your fingers and toes. Maybe breathing smoothly and rhythmically, maybe stretching. As you leave your special place behind for now, and roll to one side of your yoga mat. As relaxed as you are, safely pressing up to seated, keep your eyes closed and just sit in a way that feels good to you. We'll end now by bringing our palms together in front of our chest and just giving yourself thanks for starting the day with something good for yourself. And thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. I'll unmute everybody. Oops. No, that muted. I'll unmute everybody, or you can unmute yourselves. There we go.
Thank you,
Thank-
Sylvia.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you so much, Sylvia.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, love you.
Love you.
Class.
Love
Thank
you, Sylvia.
I love
Such
you
a great
guys.
class. Love you too.
Thanks, Sylvia.
Have a great day, everybody.
That was
good.
good.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Sophia.
Thanks, Sylvia.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Sylvia. Thank you. I can't figure out how to do the ending of the screen, but oh, here we go. Bye, everybody.